To be a story from various other cities in the country, the hawkers have really suffered a big blow. Talking about Unlock 3, liquor stores are all set to reopen in Chennai today after a gap of about 3 months. Shop will be functioning from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and not more than 500 customers will be allowed in a single day. Safety measures will have to be taken. For instance, masks are compulsory, social distancing has to be adhered to. DMK and others have come forward to hit out at the government and argue that it was unfair to reopen liquor shops but keep places of religious worship and malls closed in the view of COVID pandemic. My colleague Poonima is joining us live, getting us more details on that story. Poonima, we have two examples, especially from the early days when unlocking of the economy had started. One is the national capital here in Delhi, and there was a huge ruckus where, crowds and mobs had gathered outside the liquor store. And one is the Kerala model, also in a limited manner, the Maharashtra model, where the online sale of liquor was permitted. Help us understand how Chennai is going to manage this, because after a long period of reporting high number of COVID cases in a single day, it's only now that the situation is relatively under control.
Absolutely, that's what the DMK also says, that in Chennai Chennai has seen a dip in the number of cases, which is why opening up of TASMACS shops, so the liquor shops in Chennai, may probably see yet another cluster in Chennai. But here outside the TASMACS shop, not much crowd. Remember, there are circles drawn. People have to maintain 6 feet distance. They have to use the hand sanitizer first, and then they are issued tokens. So every shop will issue 500 tokens a day, and these tokens will be made available the previous day. So this gentleman here is having, the tippler here is having a token. They will be giving it to the counter, and then they will buy their share of drinks or liquor. So this is something that the state government says every shop should follow. Those shops that violate these protocols, they will be shut. So more than 670 shops have opened today at 10 a.m. But tokens are issued outside the shops every single day to ensure that all the protocols are in place. Remember, the DMK says that in other districts, when the TASMACS shops were open on the 7th of May, the number of cases, for example, in Madurai and other districts did see an increase in the middle. So the DMK says that this could again be yet another cluster, but the police officials and state government are trying to ensure that no mad rush is spotted. Remember, there are neighboring districts where alcohol is being sold, which is why not much rush is expected in Chennai, because people have been buying alcohol from the neighboring districts as well. So the management here says that they are trying to ensure that very few people line up outside such TASMACS shops. But the reality is there are famous liquor outlets where the queue began as early as 8 a.m. For example, the shops in Mylapore near the railway station is seeing a queue of at least 100 people standing up from 8 a.m. But in this shop, not much rush is seen, at least till now. But the police officials are saying that they are prepared to handle huge crowds in the coming hours as well.
Well, we hope that it doesn't crowd. And Poonima, I also want to talk about another perspective. One, of course, is the manner in which the sale is going to happen, how one ensures the social distancing protocols. And the second aspect is the amount of money or the state exchequer that it receives as tax from these liquor shops, and that is a huge amount for most state governments, especially for the government like in the city of Delhi. It was a huge source of income, and that is why they had to open the liquor shops as soon as possible. Right now, how much of the reliance of the government is there on the liquor shop and the taxes, which are the excise duty to be specific, which is collected from the liquor?
Well, if you look at the revenue from such liquor shops, state-owned liquor shops, or the TASMACS shops that we call, 1/3 of the total state's revenues are from such outlets. At least 27,000 to 28,000 liquor revenue is attributed so far till last year. At least 27,000 to 28,000 crore revenue is something that the state government gets from selling liquor. In fact, that's something that they have decided that they should open the TASMACS shops at a time when the state government is facing financial crunch. They say that the only revenue they could perhaps get is by selling liquor, because this amounts to 1/3 of the total state's revenues, which is why they did open liquor shops in other districts. And in the first week of May, when shops were open in other districts barring Chennai, we saw the state government getting huge revenues, even though Chennai was not included. At least 170 to 180 crore rupees, barring Chennai. That was the amount that the state government managed to get on the
Right.
first day when liquor shops were open across the districts. And the state government says that with Chennai also now seeing at least more than 670 liquor shops opening starting today, the revenues that the state government would get will increase. So they say that this is the only way that they can get revenues in the midst of a pandemic. So the state government
True.
says that yes, this is the only place where they will be able to get the revenues. And how long can they shut these shops, and how long can the state suffer, something that the state government has said while announcing the opening of the TASMACS shops.
Purnima Murli getting us all the very important details. And alcohol is an interesting commodity. While a hazard to the public health, contributes about 1/3 to the state exchequer in the excise duty, which is collected after the liquor sales in the state. And that is why many states were early, and now Chennai, the city